Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have Fragrance Friday to share with you. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is mainly about fragrances, but on Fridays we do Fragrance Friday, as in fragrance for your body. But generally I have over 1,000 videos on my channel over the past 5 years with regards to candle reviews and wax melt reviews. Basically anything that smells good, I like to review it, I like to wear it, I like to smell it all around me. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. So for those of you who are new, I always add what's on my lips because if I don't, I get asked. So I have lined and filled my lips with Annabelle lip liner. Annabelle is a Canadian company and the color is in Buff. So I lined and filled my lips. And this was out of a Christmas set from 2019, I think, or holiday set. This is from Becca. They do really great lipsticks, by the way. This is a mini, which is perfectly fine with me. I have lots of lip products. Minis are great. This is in the color Sugar. So I have that all over my lips. But of course, it wouldn't be a Kim video if it wasn't for gloss, pretty much. So I have something that unfortunately they don't sell anymore, but if you find it at your TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, all of that stuff they do, you will find Bite Beauty products there from their old line. And this is Bite Beauty's a lip gloss from their French press collection in the color Salted Caramel. So that is what I'm wearing on my lips. So while you're actually here, we're going to talk about fragrances. And today I'm filming for my application for Big Brother Canada, so that's why I'm lashes on and everything. These are actually the lashes I wore for my wedding, so. All right, so let's get started. Another haul. I'm going to be slowing my roll a little bit here because it's gotten out of hand. We're going to do a collection overview fairly soon, probably to show you guys what I have now, because the first video I did it in 17 minutes. And I gave like little descriptions in between each of them, and I don't think I have time for that. And I think it would be well over 40 minutes. So anyway, there will be a collection update video for my fragrances coming down the pipe somewhere soon. So anyway, so let's get on with this. So the first few that I'm going to show you, I bought at Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a very nice drugstore throughout Canada here. And they sell, obviously, they have pharmacies and all that stuff, but they also, a lot of the Shoppers Drug Marts have like this beauty boutique in them. And in those beauty boutiques, they have really, really nice fragrances, things that you will find that are new. I got my Marc Jacobs Perfect there the day after it launched. So they have a lot of higher end, like designer type fragrances. I wouldn't say niche, but they definitely have designer. And I know they're starting to get Tom Ford's in store soon. I'm super excited about that. But I use a lot of my points and things. I buy a lot of things there, a lot of my fragrances, because I buy them during certain point days where I get 20 times the points. So I can get 2 of these fragrances I didn't buy. Well, technically I guess I bought because I bought other things. But basically I turn in my points to get, and I will talk to you about that. First of all, I'm also learning to buy smaller sizes. Yeah, pretty much. I'm learning to buy smaller sizes of things because, especially if it's my first time buying. So this was not a blind buy because at Shoppers Drug Mart in my location, because our COVID numbers are very low, they do allow us, we still have to wear a mask, but you can spray and you can sniff and things like that. This I picked up. So this is my number 2 of the Jean Paul Gaultier line, but this one is So Scandal. So this is was released in 2020, and the notes are orange blossom, sambic jasmine, tuberose, and raspberry. And I love the legs. I have like little bits of paper here. It was from something that I received from Zara, so I'm reusing the paper. I like to do that. I don't like to get strips that are... Anyway, I'm just trying to reuse what I have. So, this one. Oh, you guys, I love Scandal, the original, but it's got a lot of, like it's a honey bomb, as everybody describes it as, and it's true. So I'm holding off wearing that till the latter half of the fall or autumn, and into the winter. But this one, holy moly, I love this. If you love Orange Blossom, you're gonna love this. I know I didn't think I would love in fragrance, because I'm not a floral person, is jasmine, and I get a lot of jasmine, which is a good thing. Raspberry is what punches me in the face to start off with, and then tuberose at the very end. A nice, like a powdery white floral. This is gorgeous. I haven't had time to wear these a lot, actually. Some of them I have worn a little bit more than others. I did try this one. I sprayed it on me and it lasted about 7 hours. It lasts longer on my clothing than it did on my body, and that raspberry note just sort of stuck around a little bit. It was like a lovely white floral raspberry type scent. This, and again, if you like Orange Blossom, you will love this. So Scandal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. Very, very good. I'm very much enjoying that. The next one is, it's new. This fragrance blend is new, but the concept of it, she's come out with quite a few flankers. So this is a flanker of the original green tea. This is Elizabeth Arden's green tea and pear blossom. And again, I got the small size. I love green tea and I don't know why I don't have it in my collection yet. I have bought it, I've purchased it in the past. I've gone through an entire bottle well before even YouTube started for me, so well over 5 years ago. This one came out in 2020 as well. Again, this is the Pear Blossom flanker of Elizabeth Arden's green tea. Top notes are sparkling Anjou pear, Italian bergamot essence, Sicilian lemon essence. Mid notes are Anjou pear, tree blossom, jasmine sambec absolute, India green tea vapor, India green tea vapor, matte absolute from Paraguay, and base notes are white musk, amber, white moss, and delicious. And pear to me is like blackberries. Blackberries and pear to me are early fall, which I think that's why they released this when they did. Oh my gosh. If you want to smell like a juicy pear with like green tea, dipped in green tea, like, oh my gosh, this is so good, you guys. I love this, and I have sprayed this on my clothes, like, and on my body. I've sprayed it on me, and it doesn't have the biggest lasting power. I'd say it's probably only gives me about 4 hours, but I mean, it's small, it's, you know, it's portable, and very inexpensive. Elizabeth Arden has a whole bunch of lines. I know the big one right now is that's hyped up is the white tea, and that's something I want to try, but I want to try the vanilla, white tea vanilla, I think, before I start the white tea, because you guys know I love vanilla, and you're going to see that later on. I like a lot of vanilla. Anyway, highly recommend, especially if you like pear. Susan, if you're watching this, you know who you are. I think you would really love this. This is just so fresh. It's not overpowering. The green tea is the base note to me. I definitely get that whack of pear, almost like a sparkling pear Riesling, minus the alcoholic note. So if you're my candle lovers, if you like sparkling pear Riesling, Brenda, if you're watching this, I think you might like this. Again, it's just like a nice comforting early fall or autumn scent to me and my nose. So that is the second one. The third one is to add to the collection that I've started with this particular line, and that is Viva La Juicy, but this is in Noir. So this is Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir. So I have the gold couture, like the gold, as well as the original, and they're all in the same size. So, you know, I kept one with the theme. But at my Shoppers Drug Mart, I was able to get like a whole bunch of points extra to get this. And by doing so, I was able to eventually get the next 2 fragrances pretty much free. Just had to pay the taxes. Anyway, moving on. So Viva La Juicy Noir, it was released in 2013. Top notes are berries, mandarin. Mid notes are honeysuckle, gardenia, and jasmine. And base notes are amber, caramel, vanilla, and sandalwood. And of course, it's got this, you know, lid that's, you know, whatever. I mean, I don't really care. Oh, I just love the whole concept of Viva La Juicy. I just love them all. I love that they're all kind of got, obviously they got the Viva La Juicy base, a lot of berry notes to it, but I love how they change each of them. Oh, yes, this is a going out. Okay, Viva La Juicy is like an everyday, all day, to me, like going out for lunch with the girls, just going shopping, pop in easy reach. The gold version, which you saw me haul last time, is a little bit more musk, a little bit more vanilla. And this one I definitely get almost, I was just talking about wine and maybe that's why I feel this way, but I almost feel like I get a little bit more wine in this. Sorry, I write down all my notes. So I'm gonna look back here. I don't get as much caramel or vanilla in this one as I did in the Gold Couture, but I definitely get the mandarin, I get the berries, honeysuckle, a little bit of gardenia, a little bit of jasmine, but there's something to me that this is like a little bit, I don't know, a little more grown. I think maybe because there's a little bit more floral notes in here over the fruit, but the fruit is your top notes and then it's all dries down. I haven't worn this one, but if it's any indicator from the other two I have and tried, I don't get the best longevity on this particular type or this particular line or collection of fragrances. So, I mean, I would definitely respray probably after about 4 or 5 hours. But if all you're doing is going out for 4 or 5 hours, you just need to douse yourself in this and you're good to go. All right, up to the next one. Okay, so the next two actually are ones that I purchased. Technically, I only had to pay for the tax. So again, I had so many points saved up. I'm still waiting for Tom Ford to arrive, so I just couldn't wait. I needed to spend my points, so I did. So at Shoppers Drug Mart, again, they have a point system. This is not sponsored. I'm just telling you how it is here in Canada. So if you're Canadian, hi. So that particular day I got extra points for buying that Juicy Couture because they had some extra points on that one. And then I had so many points, and then they had this big thing where when you redeem your points, like $30, $60, what have you, they have this redemption sale. So when you redeem your points, you actually use less of your points to redeem for product than normal. It's like a 20% savings. So I wasn't buying anything. Plus I got 20% more bang for my buck. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy some more, some more fragrances. So this particular one I wanted to get, because I think that some of the notes in it, which we'll talk about, it's definitely getting out of the summer and into like the fall, but there's still a little bit of summer. I'm still holding on to summer. It's warm outside here. It's sunny. You can't see, but I can. Anyway, I picked up Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One Intense. So this was released in 2020. This is getting a lot of talk. Again, I just got the small bottle because I don't need a large bottle. This girl doesn't need one. Top notes are mandarin, green apple, neroli, and mid notes are orange blossom, jasmine, absolute, with base notes of coconut, vanilla, cedar, and cashmere woods. Now, this is an absolute unisex scent. 100%. Yes. Holy moly. Okay, but it does lean more feminine to me, but this is definitely a unisex scent. There's a brightness of this. Initially, I get more of the mandarin apple, the mandarin and the green apple, neroli, that kind of thing. And I get that because that's the top notes. And I did wear this the other day and it definitely dried down to a vanilla coconut with ever so slight bits of course, the fruit notes I just mentioned. The jasmine absolute, which again, I mean, I can't get over that either is it all the perfumers now are making everything with jasmine, or is it just me? Like, is jasmine like one of my top notes? My goodness. Anyway, the floral is definitely there, but it's not pout in my face, which I don't enjoy, like a floral note, generally speaking, but it needs to be mixed and blended very well. So although I get a lot of the fruits at the top note, which is a lovely, like invigorating spray, initial spray, it definitely dries down to a coconut, a vanilla, a little bit of musk with a little bit of that jasmine I get. Yes, I love this one. And again, this can lean either male or female, unisex. It doesn't really matter. So the next one that I actually got for free was Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One 2. So this was released in 2018. This top notes are pear, red berries, blackberry, and freesia. Heart notes are red rose, violet, and coffee. And base notes are tonka, patchouli, ambergris, and amber woods. So of the two, I think this one to me leans more masculine. Definitely where the Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One Intense, I can definitely see more for like summer nights into the fall. This one to me definitely is like fall evenings, a little more sultry, a little more sexy. It smells like money, not in the actual form of money, but it smells like, again, men, women can wear this, but it feels like someone very powerful. Oh wow, that changed a lot in a good way. Like, I like it in the initial spray, but it changes quite a bit even on this piece of paper. I have not worn this one. The longevity, I guess I'll have to get back to you on that because I'm not exactly sure. I definitely get all the berries, all the top notes I mentioned earlier. Pear, it says red berries, berries. I don't get as much blackberry, but definitely some freesia there. I don't get any of the coffee, so if any of my wax lovers, I'm like, I don't really get the coffee. A little bit of patchouli, which will actually help its longevity in the long run. Patchouli does do that. That's kind of what it does. Ambergris, amber woods. There is a woody note to it, a very soft, but hardworking person, like who dresses up and, you know, maybe only gets to go out a couple times a year because they work their butt off. And it surprises people when they go to this party that they're going to. And people are like, holy cow, like you clean up really good. Like, oh my gosh, like totally surprises people. The sillage on this, I'm sure will be very good. Oh, I'm definitely getting a lot. The red berries are lingering on the paper right now. I really like this. It's almost red winey. I don't think it's a word. It's leaning a little bit red wine. I don't know. I would definitely, I would think of maybe, and I mean, it is a red bottle. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's where they were going for, but I get a nice subtle oak barrel red wine. It's starting to really, really mellow out. Oh, this will be good on a man or a woman. I'm telling you, I'm actually going to get Nelson when he gets home. I'm going to get him to try this. Yes, now I'm from wine country. That to me is a beautiful like Merlot type scent, but not super papao. There's all these other berries mixed into it. There's a bit of more like treed fruits, but definitely the Merlot type berries and the oak barrel in which the wine is sit in. So interestingly enough, I didn't know that. I've not worn this yet, but I am interested to try it myself as well as getting Nelson to try it. I did a fragrance net haul. I live in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and it took them before I got it. Now we had a bit of a weather issue. We had the Hurricane Teddy that turned out to be a tropical storm, but this arrived before the storm, so there should not have been any storm issues. It took 16 or 17 days to get to me, and in fact those first like 10 days or 11 days I was waiting and waiting. I was following the tracker. They hadn't even filled my order yet in 10 or 11 days, and then finally a week later I got it. So whatever, I'm not complaining, but it's just, I am complaining. I kind of am. Anyway, it took forever to get here, is all I'm saying. Anyway, so there are a couple fragrances here. I bought 3. One is two are blind buys. One of them is not a blind buy, but I'm very disappointed in it because it's not how I remembered. But the first one I'm going to share with you is a blind buy that I have never tried. I've never seen anyone review. In fact, when I bought it and I was waiting and waiting for it to arrive, I was starting to do some YouTube searches. I just went on to Fragantica and I was like, well, you know, like this looks very interesting. And with Halloween coming up, if you're guessing what I'm saying, I decided to pick up. This is from the company Halloween in the scent Shot. Halloween Shot. This was released in 2016. The top notes are, this is what's so interesting. Top notes are pineapple daiquiri cocktail, mandarin, hazelnuts. Mid notes are rosewater, jasmine, violet, and passion fruit. Base is vanilla and caramel. Now, tell me that does not sound very intriguing, especially when you've got your top notes. I have never seen top notes like that in anything. And like then your base and your mids are, you know, pretty much typical. Pineapple, definitely. I'm going to say, just to say it for her, because I can say a guy and a girl could probably get away with this. No problem. It's made in Spain. Ooh, yeah, I definitely get the tropical, like a pineapple type scent. Nice and acidic, juicy. But it's starting to really mellow out. Rosewater. I'm going to say, yeah, I'm getting some rosewater from you. Yes. It's really pretty. I have not worn it. I barely had this in my collection yet for very long because I've been waiting for it to arrive so I can do this video. Let's see. Hazelnuts. I'm getting hazelnuts. It's turning a little nutty, just like me. Turning a little bit nutty. I'm really enjoying this. There's just so much about this. I am so intrigued to try this. Again, on Fragantica, I looked up the notes and people were saying that they were, on average, most people were like they enjoyed this very much. And it's, you know, it's very purpley and all that stuff. And I'm like, gosh, I'm gonna have to wear this for Halloween just because of its name. Oh, hazelnuts. I'm totally getting hazelnuts right now. Oh, wow. I'm hoping the vanilla and the caramel will come into the hazelnut because that's a combination. I haven't seen hazelnuts in a fragrance of anything I've purchased up till now. So anyway, that's Halloween's shot. The next item, Pauline SCHAR. I will put her name down below here. I've been watching her videos and she talked a lot about this particular company, this whole fragrance house. But this particular scent, if you know me from the fragrance world, you guys know I love my coffee scents, and like anything with coffee in it, I'm like, please, like hook me up, like, you know, IV, let's go. But I was very intrigued about this particular scent. And this scent is MONTALE Paris Intense Cafe. And yes, I bought the tester. Now this particular scent is very, very difficult. This is the first tester I ever bought. Which turned out fine. I got, you know, it's totally fine. It's full, it's just a tester. So I got it for a lot less money than like a brand new one. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I was, the bottle is not like the best. I know like your unisex and stuff, they're like kind of, and this is a tester. So this is not removed. You have to actually remove the whole cap. But on the actual ones that are full priced, this clips into the, like the base here, and clip it in, clip it out, and keeps you from spraying it, if that helps any. I don't know. Anyway, so Intense Cafe. So it's a unisex. This whole line, pretty much 90% of it is unisex. They have some that more like lean more to female or male fragrances. Ooh, that was not a good spray. Okay, so I will say, oh yeah, I better read the notes. Okay, before I go too far. This was released in 2013. Top notes are floral notes, very, very general. Mid notes are coffee and rose, and base are amber, vanilla, and white musk. This is very potent. I'm literally saying like, it's very potent. I haven't worn it on me yet because I need to be outside. Like this isn't, they weren't joking when they said intense. I wasn't sure what I was, I don't know what I was expecting. There is definitely a coffee note to it, but not your traditional wax melt creamy coffee. I'm talking black espresso, like espresso dark roast, very, very dark. There is a bit of rose in here, but the concentration is intense. So I think it's one of these things where this is a niche brand and can be more expensive. That's why I bought the tester. First of all, it's very, very difficult to find non-testers in this particular set because I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty expensive, but getting a tester on, again, I always list down below the different places I order from. So again, this is from FragranceNet. I'm going to have to get back to you on this one. I'm going to need to go outside, spend a nice fall or afternoon outside or something like that. And, you know, and test it and also test out my clothing. And I know the longevity and the sillage on this, I'm certain is going to be insane. So that is that. Okay. So the last one from FragranceNet that I ordered that I was so excited. It was actually the reason why I placed this order in the first place. But I am so disappointed because you guys, there's either I have an older bottle, which can be completely possible because this whole range, this whole line, they've stopped really making it. And it's not the way I remember it. I'm so disappointed because this was, if I were to have a signature scent, pretty much in the evenings through spring, summer, but all fall, all winter, this would have been my signature scent. That would have been the Elizabeth and James Bourbon. I love the bottle. Looks cool. You know, it's got the Elizabeth and James, thing on the side. Anyway, we'll get to this. So anyway, this was released in 2013 and the notes that they have are bourbon, vanilla, tuberose, and oak wood. love all of them. So why do I say that something's up? Gotta remember, I've gone through an entire bottle of this, and actually a lot of you guys were asking me who've been following me for so long, and I appreciate that. Thank you. You're like, oh, you should, you know, I don't see on your Fragrance Fridays the bourbon. It's because I ran out of it. I am so disappointed. I'm so disappointed, you guys. This is pencil shavings. There's no vanilla, there's no bourbon. I don't get any of that. And I remember what it smelled like on my body. And I wore this the other day because, I mean, one thing to spray it on a little piece of paper, another thing to actually put it on your body. And the pencil shavings never went away. In fact, I had a layer with, not in a bad way, but I actually layered it with my KLE Vanilla 28 to get the vanilla that I've been lusting over and remembering what this smelled like. It literally reminds me of it. I was a kid in the 80s, had to go to school, had a pencil sharpener. We had that little sharpener in the classroom, and it smells like I just shaved a pen, like I literally just sharpened my pencil. I'm so disappointed. And I was hoping it would maybe change on my body. Man, I'm so disappointed. Like, I'm almost curious to see about getting like a rollerball in this one to see if this fragrance did go off, and if I would just purchase a rollerball to see if it's what I remember, or if they're just starting to all go bad because they don't make this anymore. It's getting, especially the bourbon ones, getting really difficult to find. Anyway, I was so disappointed. I mean, I have a lot of fragrances here I'm loving and didn't even know that I was gonna love, and I absolutely love them. But that one was the whole reason for my Fragrance Net purchase. All right. On to the last haul of this, the last place that we hauled from, and that's from Zara. We have a Zara here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I've walked into it. The clothing is very nice, doesn't fit me. Like, I'm a curvy, you know what? I'm curvy, I'm not skinny, and I just find that their clothes don't fit me. I love their style, but it just doesn't fit me. So I don't really buy anything. But I've been swatching Arlene from Delicious Delights. Again, I'll put her name down here. And she's a fellow Canadian living overseas. And anyway, she did this whole video on her, on a couple of these fragrances. So we'll start off actually with those fragrances that she talked about. So let's start off with this one. So this is the Zara MOCHI Atelier in Tokyo. So basically this was released in 2020, this particular line, and it's pear, rice, and sandalwood. First of all, I love the bottles. I posted on my Instagram stories actually the other day when it came in. You guys, this is like $30 Canadian. I'm sure Zara, I'm not familiar, but I'm sure Zara has sales in that, but $30 Canadian for a whole was a 3.4 ounce fluid ounce. This is really good. So I definitely get the pear right off the hop. A little bit of rice and a little bit of cinnamon or sandalwood. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more of the rice. It's a very perfumey type scent. Like there's a nice softness to it. I think the sandalwood's bringing that out. It's not pear like the Elizabeth and Arden green tea and pear blossom. It's very, very different. More floral. Definitely getting the sticky, like a sticky rice. This is really, really good. And I think this will be very, very nice for the springtime as well. But the one that I'm going to say, like, if you are a gourmand lover and if you enjoy smelling like a cookie, I'd say go out and get this one. This one is Zara's A Sweet Pastry in Paris, and this one is lemon, sugarcane, and vanilla. You guys, it smells like a sugar cookie. I smell like a sugar cookie when I wear this, and I love it. Gosh dang. Zest of a lemon, so slightly bitter at the beginning, but it's mellows down into a nice, very creamy, like a shortbread, a lemon shortbread cookie. with a little glaze, or a lemon scone with that like lemony kind of glaze that you would put on top. If you want to smell like a pastry, this is the one. This is probably my favorite one of the 4 items that I purchased from Zara. So fabulous. Highly recommend that one. And the last 2 I have here are like kind of, they're not one notes, but their names are like one noted. And they both are on the website as like, I think all of them are unisex really. They're fine for man or woman. This one is cardamom. And this says, yeah, gender neutral. So it is. This was released in 2018. This is supposed to be top notes of Guatemalan cardamom, mid notes of tea, and base notes of green notes. Oh my gosh, you can tell it's the end of the day. I actually get the green notes quite quickly, like it dissipates. The cardamom is there for sure, and then the tea. So to me, it's kind of a little bit, the way they describe this is a little bit jumbled up. So I definitely get the green notes, then the cardamom, then the tea. And like an herbal tea, like a green tea. I like this one, but I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be really, really great paired up with the next one. And the vanilla, also gender neutral, also released in 2018. Top notes of mandarin orange, mid notes of heliotrope, and base notes of vanilla. So let's see here. Nothing can beat my Kayali Vanilla 28 for vanilla. Nothing so far has beat that. And in fact, as you can tell, as I mentioned, I will probably blend it with, layer it with other things here that I feel it needs a little bit of a jump. I don't get vanilla. I don't know what it is. It says French elegance. I don't get vanilla at all. There's definitely a mandarin-y type, like a citrusy type note that comes out at first, 100%. Probably the heliotrope I smell the most. Okay, well, now it's reminding me of a gum. Like a juicy fruit? Kind of reminds me of juicy fruit. Yeah, I don't know why, but the juicy fruit. Okay, well, it just, I gotta wear this a little bit more, and I'll try it on its own. I'll try the cardamom on its own, but I really think that cardamom and vanilla together would actually do really, really well. So with that said, guys, this very long video, that's the end of the haul. So anyway, I am so thankful very much for you guys, and thank you so much for spending the time and watching. As always, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.